So improvements of environmental hygiene. So sanitations and food processing, fish processing units, industries maintain చేయాలి. ఏ type of sanitations maintain చేయాలి. So after that ఏ type of hygienic measures maintain చేస్తారు. So these are the our syllabus of the sanitations process. So today class now I will discuss about the improvement for environmental hygiene. So environmental hygiene is necessary to prevent food from contamination and spoilage. So environmental hygiene అనేది is necessary to prevent food and contamination and spoil. So environmental hygiene అనేది మెయింటైన్ చేయకపోతే ఏమవుతుంది, the food is within a minute they destroy the contaminate and the spoilage of the food. సో అలాగే ఎన్విరాన్మెంటల్ హైజీన్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు మనకి ఏంటి, సో సరౌండింగ్స్ ఆఫ్ ది ఎన్విరాన్మెంటల్ పొల్యూషన్ లేకుండా ఉంటే ఫుడ్ అనేది మ్యాక్సిమంగా కంటామినేషన్ అండ్ స్పాయిలేజెస్ని మ్యాక్సిమం మనం ప్రివెంట్ చేయడానికి ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది. ద ఫుడ్ సేఫ్టీ మెజర్స్ టు బి టేకన్ అట్ ద ప్లాంట్ షుడ్ ఇంక్లూడ్. Okay, so the food safety measures to be taken at the plant should include. Okay, ఈ టైప్ ఆఫ్ సేఫ్టీ మెజర్స్ అనేటివి మన ఫిష్ ప్రాసెసింగ్ ప్లాంట్స్ అనేటివి మెయింటైన్ చేస్తున్నాయి, హైజెనిక్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంటల్ హైజెనిక్ అనేది ఉంటుంది అని చెప్పి తెలుసుకోవాలి. ఏ టైప్ ఆఫ్ మెజర్స్ని మెయింటైన్ చేస్తున్నాయని చెప్పి తెలుసుకుంది. సో వాట్ ఫస్ట్ దిస్ ద స్క్రీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ రా మెటీరియల్స్ అండ్ వాటర్. సో స్క్రీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ ది రా మెటీరియల్ అండ్ వాటర్. సో ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్ ఆఫ్ వేస్ట్ minimization and management system. Okay, so screening of raw materials and water. So raw materials ni and waters ni screening చేస్తారు. After that implementation of waste minimizations and management system. So implementation of waste minimization and management system. Okay, so after that reuse of waste water within processing through the recycling. So waste water ni రీయూజ్ ప్రాసెస్లో రీసైక్లింగ్ ప్రాసెస్ మెథడ్స్లో యూజ్ చేసుకోవడం అనేది మెయింటైన్ చేస్తున్నారా లేదా అని చెప్పి, అంటే రీయూజ్ మెథడ్స్ మ్యాక్సిమంగా యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. సో ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్ ఆఫ్ వేస్ట్ మినిమైజేషన్. సో మ్యాక్సిమంగా వేస్ట్ని మినిమైజ్ చేసుకోవాలి, అలాగే మేనేజ్మెంట్ సిస్టమ్ని మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి. సో ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ ఇన్స్టాలేషన్స్ ఇంప్రూవ్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ వేస్ట్ వాటర్ ఎఫ్లూయెంట్ మానిటరింగ్ ట్రీట్మెంట్ ప్లాంట్. So installations improvement of wastewater effluent the growth of the plantation. So surroundings of the fish processing planting surroundings maximum they grow on the plants. So different plants is grow the plants maintain cheyalani compulsory maintain cheyali. So after that installations of grid to reduce or avoid the entry of sold materials. Okay, so installations of grids to reduce and avoid the entry of sold materials. Okay, so use of recirculated chilled water system. So use of recirculated chilled water system. So ikkada recirculated chilled water system ni main recirculate chese vidhanga use chesukovali. So alage regular integrated testing of underground storage tanks. So regularly integrated testing of underground storage tanks. So underground storage tanks ni maintain cheyali. After that improvement or replacement of drainage system improves effluent management. So improvement or replacement of drainage systems improve effluent management. Improvement or replacement of drainage systems improve effluent management ni maintain cheyali. After that installations of mechanical lifting aids to reduce repetitive activities. Okay, installation of mechanical lifting. So mechanical lifting aids to reduce repetitive activities. So upgrade of storage areas to minimize odors. So upgrade of the storage areas to minimize odors. So these are the environmental hygiene is necessary to prevent the food from contamination and spoilages. What is measured by screening of raw materials and water, implementation of waste minimizations and management system, reuse of wastewater within processing through recycling. So installations, improvement of wastewater, effluent monitoring treatment plant. So installations of grids to to reduce or avoid the entry of sold materials. So use of recirculated chilled water system. So regular integrity testing of underground storage tanks. So improvement or replacement of drainage systems improves effluent management. So installations of mechanical lifting aids to reduce repetitive activities. So upgrade of storage areas to minimize odors. Okay. So that is the environmental hygiene, improvement for the environmental hygienics. Okay. So after that, what is safety measures for working places? So working places lo ఏ టైప్ ఆఫ్ సేఫ్టీ మెజర్స్ని మెయింటైన్ చేస్తున్నారు. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ది ఇంప్రూవ్మెంట్స్ టు ది స్క్రీనింగ్ అండ్ ట్రాకింగ్ ఆఫ్ ప్రోడక్ట్. So improvements to the screening and tracking of products. So use of personal protective equipment. So use of personal protective equipment to protect employees and visitors from identified health and safety hazards. Specific PPEs are provided besides training about their use and maintenance, handling of electrical equipment handlings. What is the improvement to the screening and tracking of the ప్రోడక్ట్ అక్కడ ట్రాకింగ్ మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి, స్క్రీనింగ్ మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి. సో ఆల్వేస్ ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ యూజ్ ఆఫ్ ది పర్సనల్ ప్రొటెక్టివ్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్. సో పర్సనల్గా ప్రొటెక్టివ్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్స్ ఏ టైప్ ఆఫ్ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నారు టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ ఎంప్లాయీస్, మెయిన్గా ఎంప్లాయీస్ అండ్ విజిటర్స్. ఎవరైనా విజిటర్స్ని మెయిన్ సెర్చ్ చేసినప్పుడు విజిటర్స్ ఏ టైప్ ఆఫ్ పర్సనల్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్స్ని యూజ్ చేస్తున్నారు. సో ఫ్రమ్ ఐడెంటిఫైడ్ హెల్త్ అండ్ సేఫ్టీ హజార్డ్స్. సో టు ఐడెంటిఫై ద సేఫ్టీ అండ్ హెల్త్ హజార్డ్స్ని మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి. సో స్పెసిఫిక్ PPE అంటే పర్సనల్ ప్రొటెక్టివ్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్స్ ఆర్ ప్రొవైడెడ్ బిసైడ్స్ ట్రైనింగ్ అబౌట్ దేర్ యూజ్. సో ఈ కిట్స్ని, ఈ సేఫ్టీ ఎక్విప్మెంట్స్ని దే ప్రొవైడెడ్ బిసైడ్ ద ట్రైనింగ్ అబౌట్ దేర్ యూజ్ అండ్ మెయింటైన్స్ హ్యాండ్లింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్ హ్యాండ్లింగ్. సో ఇదంతా మెయింటైన్ చేసే ట్రైనింగ్ ఇవ్వడం అనేది కంపల్సరీ. సో ప్రాపర్ ట్రైనింగ్ అనేది లేకపోతే దే డు నాట్ వర్కింగ్గా వర్క్ అనేది పాజిటివ్గా చేయగలరు. ఓకే. So after next, installations of correct guarding of machinery to reduce risk of entrapment. Okay. So installations of correct guarding of machinery to reduce risk of entrapment. Okay. So installations అనేది correct guarding of machinery reduce the risk of entrapment. Okay. So okay, next installations of odor control equipment. So the examples of the carbon filtration units. Okay, so installations of odor control equipments. So installations of the refrigeration rooms. Okay, so installations of the refrigeration rooms. So after installations of scrubbing equipments, after installation of the scrubbing equipments, so keeping floor surfaces free of slippery substances and abstract things. Okay, keeping floor surfaces free of slippery substances and abstract things. Okay, so providing slip resistant floor surfaces. So avoiding soaking of whole floor. Okay, avoiding soaking of whole floor. Okay, installations of walkways of pedestrians to avoid risk of collisions. Okay, so use of non-CFC coolants. So use of non-CFC coolants. So installations of emission control equipment and discharges from smoking units. So installations of emissions control equipment and discharges from smoking units. So implementing accident reporting and recording resumes. Okay, so these are the safety measures of the working places. Okay, safety measures for the working forces. What is the so safety measures for working forces lo improvements to the screening and tracking of product. So improvement to the screening and tracking of product. Okay, so after that use of personal protective equipment. Use of personal protective equipment. So to protect employees and visitors from identified health and safety hazards. Okay. So after that, specific PPE are provided besides training about their use and maintenance, handling of electrical equipment handling. Okay. So next, installations of correct guarding of machinery to reduce risk of entrapment. Okay. So next, installations of water control equipment. This is the example for the carbon filtration units. Carbon filtration units. So installations of refrigeration rooms. Okay. So installations of refrigeration rooms. After that, installations of scrubbing equipment. Installations of scrubbing equipment. Keeping floor surfaces free of slippery substances and obstacles. Okay. Keeping floor surfaces free of slippery substances and obstacles. So providing slip resistant floor surfaces. So providing slip resistant floor surfaces. So avoiding soaking of whole floor. Avoiding soaking of whole floor. Okay. So installations of walkways for pedestrians to avoid risk of collisions. Okay. So use of non-CFC coolants. Non-CFC coolants. Okay. Chlorofluorocarbons. Non-chlorofluorocarbons use coolants is used. Okay. So after that, installations of emission control equipment and discharges from smoking units. Okay. So implementing accident reporting and recording resumes. Okay. So these are the safety measures of the passing units. Okay. So after that, chronology of FSSAI regulations, notifications 2011-12 under regulatory affairs. Okay, chronology of FSSAI. So food safety measures authority institutes. So regulations, notifications 2011-12 under regulatory affairs. E type of maintain చేస్తున్నాయని చెప్పి తెలుసుకుందాం. So what is the FSSAI releases revised draft regulations on food recall. So FSSAI అనేది releases revised draft regulations on food recall. So okay, procedures లో సో గెయిన్ రిపోర్ట్ IN 11/11/45. ఓకే. సో ఇందులో మనకి ఏంటంటే సో ఆన్ ది May 5, 2011 అంటే May 5, 2011 the FSSAI introduced revised draft regulations of food recall procedures. ఓకే. సో ఇది May 5, 2011లో the FSSAI introduced revised draft regulations on food recall procedures. Okay, food recall procedures ni revise చేయడం అనేది జరిగింది ఎప్పుడు 2011 May 5. So after that on May 11th 2012 the FSSAI introduced a food categorization systems for all food products. Okay, on May 11, 2012, the FSSAI introduced a food categorization system for all food products. Okay. After that, on July 4, 2012, the FSSAI issued an advisory on misbranding and misleading claims. Okay. on July 4, 2012, the FSSI issued an advisory on misbranding and misleading claims. సో అక్కడ మనకేంటి మే 5, 2011లో ఫుడ్ రికాల్ ప్రొసీడ్యూర్స్ని రివైజ్ చేశారు. ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ మే 11, 2012లో ఫుడ్ కేటగరైజర్ సిస్టమ్ ఫర్ ఆల్ ఫుడ్ ప్రొడక్ట్స్ని ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేశారు. నెక్స్ట్ ఇష్యూస్ వచ్చి జూలై 4, 2012 వచ్చి అండ్ అడ్వైజరీ ఆన్ మిస్ బ్రాండింగ్ అండ్ మిస్లీడింగ్ క్లైమ్స్. సో ఆన్ జూలై On July 25, 2012, the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, and that is means of FSSAI, issued a statutory advisory granting a 6 months extensions to food business operations. Advisory granting of 6 months extensions to food business operators, FBOs, seeking conversion of renewal of existing license and registrations. Okay, seeking conversions on renewal of existing license and registrations. Okay, so on July 2012, 25th, the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, that is called the FSSAI, issued a statutory advisory granting a 6 months extensions to food business operators seeking conversion or renewal of existing license and registrations. Okay, after next on August 20, after that, on August 21st, 2012, the FSSAI published new guidelines for laboratory testing of imported food in line with the provisions of the Food Safety and Standards Regulations 2011. Okay. On August 21, 2012, the FSSAI published new guidelines for laboratory testing of imported food in line with the provisions of the Food Safety and Standards Regulations 2011. So on the December 11, 2012, the FSSAI published a new product approval procedures. So published a new product approval procedures. Okay. On December 11, 2012, the FSSAI published a new product approval procedures. So next, on December 11, 2012, FSSAI published a second amendment to the Food Safety and Standards, so packaging and labeling regulations of the 2011. So what is the on December 11, 2012, FSSAI published the second amendment to the Food Safety Standards. So what is this packaging and labeling regulations under 2011 లో ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేశారు. సో ఆఫ్టర్ ఆన్ December 11, 2012, FSSAI published a second amendment to the Food Safety and Standards, Food Product Standards and Food Additives. అక్కడ మనకేంటి ప్యాకేజింగ్ లేబులింగ్ చేశారు. ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ ఇక్కడ ఏం చెప్తున్నారంటే ఫుడ్ ప్రోడక్ట్స్ స్టాండర్డ్స్ అండ్ ఫుడ్ అడిటివ్స్. ఫుడ్ ప్రోడక్ట్ యొక్క స్టాండర్డ్స్ ఏం మెయింటైన్ చేస్తున్నారు, అలాగే ఫుడ్ అడిటివ్స్ ఏం మెయింటైన్ చేస్తున్నారు అని చెప్పి రెగ్యులేషన్స్ అనేది 2011లో మనకి 2011 దాంట్లో ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయడం అనేది జరిగిందన్నమాట. సో ఆన్ February 23, 2012, the Department of Animal Husbandry, Dairying and Fisheries of the MOA published veterinary certificates for the import of equine, canine, ovine, carpine, and porcine semen into India. So again report in the 2007. Okay, 2027. Okay. On February 23, 2012, the Department of Animal Husbandry, Dairying and Fisheries of the MOE published veterinary certificates for the import of the equine, canine, ovine, caprine and porcine semen into the India. Again report in 2027. So okay, so these are the chronology of FSSAI regulations, notifications and under the regulatory affairs. Okay. So improvement of the environmental hygiene. Environmental hygiene is necessary to prevent food from contaminations and spoilage. The food safety measures to be taken at the plant should include screening of raw materials and water, implementations of waste minimizations and management system, reuse of wastewater within processing through the recycling. After that, installations, improvement of wastewater effluent monitoring treatment plant. Installations of grids to reduce or avoid the entry solid materials. Use of recirculated chilled water system. Regular integrity testing of underground storage tanks. Improvement or replacement of drainage systems improves effluent management. Installations of mechanical lifting aids to reduce repetitive activities. Okay. Repetitive activities. Upgrade of storage areas to minimize odors. Those are the environmental improvement hygiene. After that, safety measures for working force. Okay, improvements to the screening and tracking of product, use of personal protective equipments to protect employees and visitors and identified health and safety hazards. Specific PPEs are provided besides training about the use and maintenance handling of electrical equipment handling. After that, installations of correct guarding of machinery to reduce risk of interruption. Next, installations of odor control equipment like that carbon filtration units. Okay, installations of refrigeration roofs, installations of scrubbing equipments, keeping floor surfaces free of slippery substances and the obstacles, providing slip resistant floor surfaces, avoiding soaking of whole floor, installations of walkways for prevention to avoid risk of collisions, use of non-CFC coolants, installations of emissions control equipment and discharges from smoking units, So implementing accident reporting and recording resumes. So these are the safety measures of the measures in the working place. Okay. Okay. So next, chronology of FSSAI regulations notifications 2011-12 under regulatory affairs. So FSSAI releases revised draft regulations on food recall, procedures guide report IN 1145. సో దాంట్లో ఏ టైప్ ఆఫ్ డ్రాఫ్ట్స్ రెగ్యులేషన్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేశారో తెలుసుకుందాం. సో అందులో on May 5, 2011, the FSSAI introduced revised draft regulations on food recall procedures. On May 11, 2012, the FSSAI introduced a food categorization system FCS for all food products. Okay. So after on July 4, 2012, the FSSAI issued an advisory on misbranding and misleading claims. So on July 25, 2012, the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India FSSAI issued a statutory advisory granting a 6 months extension to food business operators seeking conversion of renewal of existing license and registrations. On August 21, 2012, the FSSAI published new guidelines for laboratory testing of imported food in line with the provisions of the Food Safety and Standards Regulations 2011. On December 11, 2012, the FSSAI published a new product approval procedures. On December 2011, FSSAI published a second amendment to food safety standards used of the packaging and labeling of the regulations of the 2011. So on December 11, 2012, FSSAI published a second amendment to the food safety and standards that is included of the food product standards and food additives regulations 2011. So after on February 23, 2012, the Department of Animal Husbandry, Dairying and Fisheries DAHD means Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying and Fisheries of MOA published veterinary certificates for the import of equine, canine, bovine, caprine and porcine semen into the India Crime Report of the IN 2227. Okay. After that, the Food Safety and Standards Regulations, what is the FSSAI regulations packaging and labeling of the 2011 requires that every package of food shall carry the following information on the label. So ప్రతి ఒక్క food packaging, every packaging of food shall carry the following information on the label. So ఆ ప్యాకేజ్ పైన ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్స్ లేబుల్ అనేది మస్ట్ ఇన్షూర్డ్ అన్నమాట. Okay, the trade name or descriptions of the food items. So a trade name, description of the food items. So list of integrants accepted for single integrants foods. So single integrants కాకుండా రిమైనింగ్ ఆఫ్ లిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఇంటిగ్రెంట్స్ ఏ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఇంటిగ్రెంట్స్ యూస్ చేస్తారని చెప్పి సో మనం మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి. సో న్యూట్రిషనల్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్స్, వెజ్ అండ్ నాన్ వెజ్ డిక్లరేషన్స్. Okay, so nutritional informations, Veg and non-veg declarations. Okay, vegetarians food must have a symbol of green color filled circles inside a square with the green outline prominently displayed on the package. Okay, nutritional information. Veg and non-veg declarations. Vegetarian food must have a symbol of a green color filled circle inside a square with a green outline prominently displayed on the package, contrasting against the background on the principal display panel in close proximity to name or brand name of the food for non-veg food items. So brown circle is marked on the label. Okay, so these are the maintenance of the food safety standards. What is the trade name of description of the food items? So list of ingredients accepted for single integrated foods, nutritional informations, but veg and non-veg declarations. Vegetarian food must have a symbol of a green color filled circle inside of a square with a green outline prominently displayed on the package. So contrasting against the background on the principal display panel in close proximity to name or brand name of the food or non-veg food items. Non-veg food items, brown circle is marked on the label. So these are the regulations or the identify of the FSSAI regulations and rules and regulations. Okay, so these are the your sanitation process lo improvement of the food safety measures. So safety measures in the working place. So after that FSSAI regulations methods introduce of the your okay today discussion. Okay.